What's up, All Eyes DB Camp fans? Well, everyone thinks they know what a cornerback needs to be the best and be elite out on the football field. And there are a number of things that a guy playing that position will need to excel, but there's that one thing that all the great ones have. We're going to talk about it today on DB Tip Clips. What's that one thing every great corner has? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, if you would, you've definitely come to the right place. But before I get into what that is, let me have you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Putting out DB videos on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and you surely don't want to miss all the great information, right? That next interception awaits you and your good knowledge that you're going to pick up from this channel. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified the next time I put out a video like this one. Also, if you want more advanced DB tips, tricks, drills, coverage explanations, I cannot recommend my members area on alliesdbcamp.com enough to you. It is a worthwhile investment. So head on over there. I've got a link to the members area in the description below. So go ahead, check it out, click on it, and hope to see you in there. A lot of plays are being made by the guys that are members in my members area. Okay, so cornerbacks. What are the things that a cornerback needs, and what's that one thing that all the elite ones seem to have? Well, first of all, we know it's speed and agility, right? I mean, look, speed kills, and sometimes the fastest guy on the field is usually a cornerback. You'd have to be, right? You gotta go chase down ball carriers. You gotta run on all those go routes with the wide receivers. And, you know, sometimes a quarterback will break into the clear and you got to go run that guy down. They tend to use us a lot on special teams as well. You know why? Because of our speed, right? So speed and agility. We also got to be able to change direction. A lot of the great ones have been able to do that, but not all of them have had speed. Not all of them had the greatest change of direction. There have been some really tall corners that weren't really high on agility. You could take someone like a Richard Sherman, who's a great corner and has, had a great career, but I wouldn't say he was a guy that's top shelf in terms of agility. He used other aspects of his game to excel. And Richard Sherman, is a guy who has that one thing that I'm going to talk about here. But we know speed and agility is a part of the description here, but I'm also here to tell you some guys have been able to thrive without either one of those two ingredients. Now, I will say if you don't have speed, you're going to need agility. If you don't have agility, you're probably going to need speed. We know those are ingredients, but that's not the biggest one. There's also size and strength, right? Listen, they've been recruiting size for the last decade plus. You know what? Matter of fact, when the Legion of Boom, spearheaded by Richard Sherman, came into being, that's when all the big corners started to become in vogue once again. They wanted all the big guys. And coaches are still out there on the recruiting trails in high school trying to get 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" corners into their stable. We've even seen guys 6'3", 6'4". Matter of fact, this last NFL draft had a corner that was 6'4", that was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys out of Oregon State. Hell, Brandon Browner was a 6'4" corner on the other side of 6'3" Richard Sherman. So we know size is something that they're looking for as well. And strength helps too, because these receivers aren't getting any smaller, right? They're big guys, probably could be playing some high-level basketball somewhere, but they've found their niche by going out on an NFL field, running around and jumping over guys and catching footballs and just being a big target across the middle. So if we're going to deal with that on defense, you know what? A lot of times you're going to need a big corner to deal with that too. So size and strength is two more elements that corners are starting to have that they're kind of looking for. But you know what? They've been 5'9", 5'10" corners that have been elite and have thrived in this game. There've also been guys who have not been that strong. I know guys that could probably bench press no more than 225, no more than 3 times, that have been pretty damn good. So while size and strength is a bonus and a benefit in being a corner, there have been guys who have thrived without it. You know what? There is this one thing, though, that all the great elite corners have had and seem to have, and I'm going to tell you what that is right now. But before I tell you what that is, guys, I want to know, who's your favorite corner? I know cornerbacks tend to gravitate towards guys that look like them. So if you're a shorter corner, you're probably a guy that like Brent Grimes, or you prefer Darrelle Revis, who I think listed at 5'11", but on video, he looks like a little bit of a shorter guy. Happen to have met Darrelle Revis. He's probably 5'11", but he's sub 6 footer, so I know that's how guys work. And you taller, longer corners, you tend to like the guys like Richard Sherman and some of the bigger corners that have played in this game. So who's your favorite? Comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear that. All right, so what's that one thing that all the elite corners seem to have? You have an idea of what that is? I'll tell you, it's instincts. Whether a corner's been 5'9" in this league, or 6'3" or 6'4" like a Richard Sherman, whether they have had 4.3 speed, or they've been a guy who runs a 4.6 and even 4.7. Guy by the name of Everson Walls for the Dallas Cowboys in the late 70s, early 80s. Actually, he was from 81 all the way through the 80s, played into the 90s, got about 14, 15 years in the league, was a 4.7 cornerback. And when you go look at the list of all-time interception leaders in the NFL, there you'll find 4.7 40 Everson Walls. You know what Everson Walls had? Tremendous instincts. You just can't really be elite without them. You kind of got to have an idea of where that ball is going to go, what route that receiver is going to run, and what that quarterback is going to do. The greatest guys out there have had instincts. How do you develop these instincts? Now, a number of these guys that I've talked about and guys that have been elite at the cornerback position, fortunately for them, they grew up playing offense. Some of the better ones were even quarterbacks. And you know what it's like for quarterbacks. They kind of got to know everything on the offense. So they understand the route schemes, they understand the pass protection, and they've got to understand what the defense is doing. So when a guy comes from quarterback and heads over to the defensive back position, he's got all that knowledge of how offenses work in his head. So he comes into this whole deal with instincts. But what if you didn't play quarterback or offense? You have always been a cornerback from day one. How are you going to get those instincts? You know how it comes? It comes from watching film, which I know you're going to do because you have to do, but watch more film than the norm. Don't just watch film with your team. Watch it on your own a lot, but also just watch football games. Cut football games on. Don't be off streaming, doing something else. You've got to watch ball. You've got to watch games. And I'm not just talking about games involving teams that you're going to play. Watch games in the NFL when you're a high school player. Watch college football games. Watch what offenses do. Watch how the better guys at their position play the game. And the more you do that, the more you stamp and ink these things into your brain and get things going in terms of instincts and developing a football IQ. Studying film will definitely help you, but that's just not enough. You've got to watch some regular football games, not involving you or an opponent, and you will really start to learn things. Also, go on YouTube. It's a tremendous tool for you guys, not only for just football, but for everything. So go learn as much as you can. If you've subscribed to this channel, you're already heading in the right direction. And again, my members area, if you're going in there, you are definitely filling yourself with the knowledge that you need, that you can recall when you're out on the field and things are moving fast. But the instincts have been a part of all of the elite corners. Guys like Marcus Peters and Darrelle Revis and Deion Sanders and Rod Woodson and Charles Woodson and Ed Reed. You watch those guys play, you have seen them play with tremendous instincts. And some of the better guys that you see playing now, Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Gilmore. These guys play with a tremendous amount of instincts. It's just repetition over and over of seeing what offenses do, how receivers run routes, how quarterbacks behave. When that becomes second nature to you, you'll just find your body moving towards the football. These guys have definitely put their time in. We may not always see it, they may not film it and put it on Instagram, but I can guarantee you in their own time, away from everyone else, they're putting the time in to study. I will never forget learning about Deion Sanders having a portable DVD player. Now, this was something very new back in his day. And he was the first person that I heard about that would carry a portable DVD player and sit on the plane during the rides to the game and watch the opponent over and over and over. We're talking about 4'2" flat Deion Sanders who had all the physical skills in the world. He could jump high, he could run fast. You would think, oh, he got by on athletic ability. You know what? He developed his instincts by watching film over and over and over. It was that desire to be the best that helped him develop the instincts that he needed to get married to all of that physical talent and help him be considered the GOAT, one of the greatest of all time. So listen, if you're out there training and you're getting yourself physically where you need to be, good job. That's what you need to do. Don't forget to develop your football IQ and your instincts. All of the elite ones have had instincts. So if you want to be elite, then guess what you're going to need to have? Instincts. All right. I'm glad you guys joined in and watched this video. If you liked it, and I know that you did, go ahead and give it a like, share it for some of your friends, and again, go ahead and hit subscribe. Don't forget, think about joining that All Eyes DB Camp members area. Click on the link below in the description. One of the best investments you'll ever make. And of course, that's going to really accelerate your instincts that you're going to need to be elite, because we just found out that's what all the elite guys have. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, All Eyes DB Camp. Consistency breeds results.